Admiral's log. The battle with the Italian fleet was a great success. Our naval forces were able to decimate their fleet with minimum casualties on our sides. It's amazing how well our navy has adapted to the changing circumstances of the war. It is clear that the Italians were trying to interfere with our invasion of Amund. They must have thought that their sizable fleet could take us on. But they were wrong. Our superior tactics and skilled naval officers were able to outmaneuver them and deliver a crushing blow. I can't help but feel a sense of pride in our navy. We have come so far since the early days of the war. Our ships and officers are now battle-hardened and able to take on any enemy. With this victory, we have solidified our position in this war and proven to our enemies that Japan is not to be trifled with. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 26 of the Japanese campaign. Still January, and we are looking at a bit of a combined battle. It's like everybody's been pitching in. I have the Haruna and the Ashi, but the Harry E. Hubbard, owned by Sweden, is joining me. It's a Shirk-class destroyer. I don't know who built it. It's carrying a couple of 4.2s, a couple of 1.5s, and 6 torpedo launchers. Maximum bulkheads makes me happy. We also got the Henan of the Jilin class, owner Denmark, carrying 8 7.3s. Most likely an older design considering its fairly low top speed. The enemy is a battle cruiser from the French, the Solferino, carrying 15-inch guns, 10 of them. This is a threat. The Haruna carries 8 13-inchers, so this one carries more bigger guns. That is a problem. She's being assisted by a couple of ships from Portugal. This is an Impetuoso class, sporting a couple of torpedo launchers and very small guns. I can just ignore this guy. Aldebaran, same type. We got the Scudo della Fede, slow ship. No, sorry, not slow ship, that's build time. 29.5 knots, armed with a couple of 4.5s. We've seen this class before. It's the Attilio Reggiolo class, and the Italians have used them. So this is an Italian design. Biggest threat, battlecruiser. Will my heavy cruiser assist? I don't think so. I think my destroyer is going to have to make a very valiant rush against the Solferino. So we're going to fight, we're going to take down the battlecruiser, and everybody else will scamper. That's the plan. Will that work? I don't know. I just work here. Here we go. Haruna firing the opening salvo. We've spotted them, they haven't spotted me. This is a pretty sizable range though. It's 15 clicks out. And Haruna is not a small ship, so I'm expecting this ship to start detecting me very soon. Now, when it comes to their armament, it's a bit odd, but not to be underestimated. There we go, we've been detected. I do suspect that their guns are of an older type. So maybe Mark 1, potentially Mark 2. Because they don't look like the, let's say, more modern turrets that I have. My accuracy against this ship is extremely good. It's 38%. And if I don't turn too much, that should allow my ship to really quickly devastate this guy. I'm going to have the Ashi do that suicide plan that I went for. Or that I discussed previous. And with that, I will either distract the battlecruiser or destroy it. That's basically the plan. Distract or destroy. Can only fire the bow turrets? Really? Come on, can this pen? Yes! 2200 damage. Did you send me a glass cannon? Is that what we're dealing with? 90% chance to hit. Jesus, Runa. Veteran crew. Full salvo. This is gonna hurt. Boom. Ricochet, partial pen, over pen. Damage the main tower. Hello? You must be one of those... Yeah. It's an Italian DD. Bought by Portugal. Another broadside against the enemy battlecruiser. It's gonna hurt them like hell. Look at that. Overpen flooding. Put your secondaries to work against this destroyer here, please. Ooh. No, 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 no. Thank you. Now, I don't strictly need to do this rush. But, I mean, it's just such a rush, isn't it? Just sending one destroyer, which is displacing, what, 1/37th? Ish of the displacement of the French ship. Oh! Out with a bang. She's not done banging yet. Okay, that came out wrong. She's not quite done blowing up. What hit me? A torpedo? Even the cat's annoyed now. And Haruna voices her displeasure with a couple of 13-inch shells placed very well almost in the citadel of this battle. Sorry, light cruiser. Was that you? Yeah, this little piece of shit actually hit me with 2 torpedoes. Because I was too busy gloating. There you go, die. Over the death of the battlecruiser. So yeah, I kind of deserved that. But now she's getting a little overconfident. And Haruna is about to show her the error of her ways. Because this behavior is unacceptable. And she must be taught that this is not going to get tolerated. 5k, and that's another ship out. So, that torpedo that's coming in, what are we going to do about that? Throw her into reverse. Please don't change direction. Okay, we're good. Oh, you sent another. How dare you? Have they done any kind of damage? No, just the 2 torps. Yeah, you're gone. You're gone. Armor, 6-inch everywhere? I'm almost thinking it's a player design. If they got that rounded level of armor, it's most likely a player design. You hit... Who hit you? The Hubbard? Nice. The Hubbard hit him with 2 torpedoes. And that caused a substantial amount of damage. Asha, come back here and spot that thing. All ships. We're going to finish off the last survivor here. There it is. Basilicata. Immediately the Haruna gets a pen. Partial pen, sorry. So you got that. Oh, you're different. No, sorry, that's the Haruna. You must have that 6-inch everywhere. Okay. I cannot pen that with HE, but I can certainly pen it with AP. 10 clicks out, I can pen 24 inches of armor with my semi-ballistic shells. So this should be a fairly easy kill, is what I was going to say, but Haruna already fixed it. So, survivors? Where's the last one? Somewhere over there. Really? Did I miss one of you? Did I? Ah! Hello. Aldebaran. Destroyed a torpedo. You're no longer a threat. Been fun. Jesus Christ. That just did 8.5k. In, I don't know, 1 salvo? So yeah. That was deadly. Okay. Interesting combined group here. So we had the Danish, the Swedish, the Portuguese, the French, and myself. That's 5 nationalities in one battle. That's pretty rare. Pretty unusual. This is also a reason why it could, I'm not saying will, why it could be beneficial to sell ships to other nations if they have you, if they request it of you. Because it could mean that that ship's going to end up on your team. Arguably, the reputations of, or the alliances of certain nations sometimes change. And that means that if I, for example, sell, I don't know, the Netherlands a battleship, I might have to take down my own battleship. And that's why I am generally a bit cautious when it comes to selling off ships. Because I don't like doing it, and I also don't like clogging up my own naval building capacity. Which, I gotta say, is not being helped by the fact that some of these ships are taking up valuable shipyard capacity. I was working on refitting these guys. I can now do all of that at once. Oh my god, the longer this goes on, the laggier the game gets. Oh, we're still slightly over. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take one CL and take it a little while longer to refit. There we go. Alright, proceeding. February 1928. Money is still going pretty poorly. I think that for a player, I have too many ships. And it's starting to show. Because I'm constantly running that minus 50, minus 60, depending on how many ships I'm fixing, deficit. And it's not really doing me any favors. So, if possible, I'm probably going to have to push some of my ships out of service. Just to make sure I can afford to run the others. And, yeah, I got some pretty old battleships around. Oh, the negotiations with the Italians have failed. Okay. Please. Also resolve yourself. I'm glad we got 2 DDs here. That should wipe these things out before they damage... Yes. Before they damage the Shimane. Okay, time for some payback. Yahagi and Wakaba. Yahagi is reinforcing Wakaba. Wakaba is going after the Serena of the Castelfidardo heavy class. And 7 transports. Let's go hunt down some transports. Here we go. The Wakaba has spotted the heavy cruiser. And I'm trying to slow her down. Oh, there she goes. Now she's responding. I'm trying to slow her down to wait for the Yahagi to catch up, but she's still 27 clicks away. Which means even at full speed for her, it's going to take about 50 minutes before she actually gets here. Now, Wakaba has already been detected, and this cruiser has a lot of guns. So, ideally, I would just wait for the Yahagi and have her just melt this thing with those 7 inches of hers. Because I think that's a safer bet right now than just rushing into it. The Wakaba is the cat with 9 lives, but she's already used a few, doing a couple of those torpedo runs at battleships. But arguably, she shouldn't have come back from. But she's still here. Although, I think at some point I saw a second ship called Wakaba. Now, I could torp the ship from here. I have enough torpedoes for that. I could reload. But I generally don't really want to. Because it's too easy for them to dodge. Oh, I knocked out all the torpedo launchers. That is just vile. Range, 14 kilometers. You can open up at about 11. But we're going to fire high explosive and nothing but. Now, what I would like the Wakaba to do is basically serve as a distraction. She's going to go back to 37 knots. She's going to ignore the cruiser and go right for the convoy. The light cruiser is here to draw... Or, yeah, to start pissing off the heavy cruiser, which immediately gets her main tower set on fire. That's what you get for not armoring the thing up. The AI tends to go nuts for destroyers. Anything with a torpedo launcher and the DD label generally gets a priority treatment. Your accuracy, 6%. My accuracy, 30. I'll take those odds. Armor, about 6.3 plus 105. So that's a lot of armor. I can't pen that. Again, that's not exactly what this cruiser was designed to do. The problem is that cruiser can probably hurt me pretty bad. Yeah, mostly superstructure. Because I did armor this thing up. Okay, Wakaba, come back. So far, so good. I'm trying to melt off their superstructure. So that, hopefully, I'm going to kill off the main tower and knock down their accuracy. Which would allow me to go in closer, get more accuracy, and use the 2-inchers to eventually finish the ship off. Ah, destroyed more torpedo launchers. Apparently there were more to blow up. Damaged the main tower, excellent. Go a bit more broadside. Turning circle. 190 meters. Good lord, you're extremely good at dodging torpedoes. You're not so good at putting out fires, are you? Okay, time for the push. Because it seems like the heavy cruiser is getting very, very distracted with the DD. Completely oblivious to the danger that the light cruiser is going to be presenting. Please at least shoot. Oh my god, now it doesn't work. 10% chance to hit. Or to pen. Chance to hit, 95. Now the 2 inches are going to pitch in, and you can immediately see the ship start burning everywhere. Oh, flooding. We're displacing 12,000 tons. They're displacing 14,000. You're not that much heavier. Ooh. Yeah, a few more. A few more hits, a few more fires, and the ship's gone. No way they can keep up with this. So, the Europe and Ember strategy of burning the whole thing down still works. And if you have... Well, if you got shells that are big enough... And that is something that you can do with a 20-inch high explosive shell. You can just immediately put the whole thing on fire. You don't have to kill it, structurally. You're just gonna make it impossible to work on the ship. And to control the fires. There she goes. Extensive fire. Ship dead. Okay then. So, no, I don't mean to diff them up. Go and fight me a convoy. And get me some high damage numbers. But this is gonna take me a bit of time. And I'll just cut that out. Commence the slaughter. Wakaba opens up. I still have to update the whole Wakaba class. She opens up, even with her single one gun on the bow. I still have to refit these to dual barrel or even triple barrel. She's just punching one hole after another into these transports. And the poor things are trying to defend themselves, to be fair, with bigger guns than I have, 4.4s. But it is not enough. Finish this guy off, please, before it... Oof. Before it kills you. There goes another one. This is just Grand Theft Transport. Well, it's not theft, really. It's just sheer elimination. I am somewhat tempted to disable the weapons and hit them with a torpedo, but I don't want to tempt the odds too much and have the Wakaba go down to a transport, because that would be a lot of shame on the captain, the crew, the family, and ultimately myself as the Admiral. So we're not doing that. But I can launch the torpedoes. I mean, why not? Got the things. Might as well use them. Ceasefire. Watch this thing expertly dodge torpedoes. I'm not even kidding. That transport dodges torpedoes just as well as any battleship. Potentially better, because her turning circle is less. Come on. Now, because of these skewed damage numbers, the DD has done 120,000 damage, and the cruiser has done 3. But the cruiser took down the heavy cruiser. And the DD just took down 6, 7 transports? Not that many anyway. So yeah, the damage numbers are a bit weird. 1,000 victory points. Nice effort. And we're going to damage the Italian economy a bit more. Now, I'm not just fighting the Italians and the French, I'm also fighting the Germans, and I haven't seen those in a while. This is probably because earlier on, when I had another conflict with Germany, well, let's just say that falling out didn't go that well for the Germans. They lost a ton of ships. They sent a whole bunch of ships my way. Those ships never made it home to Germany. And those ships are unfortunately now part of Neptune's fleet. I.e. no longer with us. So, the German fleet, what was it, 30 ships? If that? With half a battle cruiser? It was old and decrepit. Oh, I stand corrected. Here's the Germans. Seriously, I wasn't aware of this. Here's the Germans. They have sent the battleship Oldenburg of the Hildebrand class. Escorted by 3 heavy cruisers, 2 lights, and a bunch of DDs against my Yashima. The Yashima, which I refused to update because it would take 18 months. So she's gonna get her baptism by fire, and a half, in the form of having to take down a battleship, although it is about a quarter her size. She has 13-inch guns, I have 16.9-inch guns. The crew has been trained on the new ship, but they've never actually seen battle. So we're going to see just how effective these Yashima class or Shimanes are. Because I don't think I've had the Shimane in a battle either. One advantage the Germans definitely have is numbers, and an advantage that kind of comes with that is the ability to spot me way before I'll spot them. So their scouting ability and their ability to shoot me from afar without probably me being able to shoot back is definitely, well, a problem. Let's put it that way. I'm not displacing as much as I thought, but it's fine. It's a stable firing platform, a high beam, high draft, and it's going to try and make these 16.9-inch guns, which are only Mark 1s, and they fire every 5 minutes. It's going to try and make these things work as best as I can. There, I've already been detected. I'm already taking fire. So you can do 28 knots. So if the enemy decides to turn away and run away, then there's not a whole lot I can do. We're going to open up with high explosive. Interesting choice. Well, you know, did I make this an HE spammer? Base fuse HE. Because an HE shell hold this. Secondaries that. The HE shell at 14 kilometer range, let's round that up to 15, can pen 6.5 inches. Which potentially blows away the superstructure of a ship instantly. Now this appears to be one of their light cruisers. Definitely a more modern design. Interesting with side wings or wing turrets. Yashima takes a hit, but she also starts to spew back with all of her secondaries. And that could be a really nice new intro. And look at that. Her main guns might not be that good, but her secondaries sure are. This thing is going to kick ass. Now, seeing as I have you here, I might as well show you what these secondary guns are doing. And they're definitely doing something. Because this light cruiser is getting reduced to ashes fairly quickly. Because even the HE shells are getting partial pens. And we're firing high explosive. I don't think... We're firing standard armor-piercing shells? Okay. I didn't pick the best type of shell for this ship. But then again, they were mostly placeholders. Reloading semi-automatic. Okay, yeah. I think this light cruiser might die due to fires. Before anything else. The problem is, it could send out a torpedo or two. And I don't turn very well. I.e. not at all, at 1361 meter turning circle. You haven't actually hit the battleship yet, have you? No. It's unfortunate. I do like those secondaries firing. It just looks great. There. The ship is very heavily armored, so she should be capable of taking all of these hits and basically shrugging them off. Ooh, we're still outside of torpedo range, but not by much. Damn it though, this 5-minute reload on these guns. Whew. Destroy torpedo. Perfect. Come on, identify the ship. I want to see what sort of damage I'm doing. What's this guy's chance to pen me? Not great. But bow and stern are fair game. Okay, so here goes. This is an AP salvo against the battleship. Overpen. Kind of as expected, because we got way too much penetration on these guns. Partial pen? Partial pen on the aft deck? Okay. Unexpected outcome. Give me... Oh, there you go. Extensive fire. Took you long enough. You are a DD. Focus fire on this with the secondaries. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to be facing negative effects from our own guns. Own gun splashes. Probably way too many because we're firing a lot of secondaries at this one target. Use high explosive against that battleship. Well, sometime in the next 5 minutes. Doink. A few guns there on that ship, though. Sad they're not actually penning the Yashima. Own ship splashes. Minus 5% is not that bad. Type of rangefinder. Stereoscopic 4. Yeah, Yashima was not exactly supposed to go in this short range. But here we are. Here we are. Oh! Really? Is that what we're doing? Wow! That actually hurt. What was that? 13 inch. Dodge the torpedo though. Victor 41. Got some segments on fire, but nothing too bad. It's just gonna take a while. I am a bit concerned about longer battles and potential loss of crew. And these shells from this battleship are getting a bit annoying. She's only doing 20 knots though, so I can dictate the range. I can dictate the encounter, but in the meanwhile, all of these others are gonna come chasing me. That's a good salvo. Unsplash is only 5%. It's not that bad. Okay. 40% chance to land a couple of hits on that battleship. I'll take it. High explosive. We're sending something out at 7.5 kilometer range. We can pen 9 inches with that. That means we will definitely go through the superstructure because it doesn't have any armor. What the hell? Come on. Boom. Partial pen, damage to the main gun. 6-7 fire set. Could we overwhelm that thing with the secondaries? I think we can, actually. Because it doesn't have any superstructure armor, so any fire that I set on the superstructure is going to be a bit more difficult for them to get rid of. Yep, there, look at that. This is how you slowly but certainly murder a battleship with 2-inch guns. Sorry, 3.9s and 5s. But I'm not sure the Oldenburg is presenting the biggest threat here. Switch fire to the V50. Because this thing comes with a torpedo launcher out to 6.6. As I'm running away, it won't actually do much. The moment that this thing decides to speed up and intercept me, because it's not moving at full speed, it will land a torpedo. That will slow me down, that will potentially cause flooding and damage instability, making these guns less effective. Turn a bit, Yashima. That battleship's gonna need some more good news. 24% chance to pen. Main belt, 11 inch, plus 130%, so we're about 27 inches in, I think. I should be able to pen that. Go AP. Oh, everybody's vaping again. Except the heavies. Oh, my accuracy is awful. Ceasefire on the main guns. Just reload them. But give me a second. I don't want to have to fire through a smokescreen. These destroyers vape for 5 minutes. And that's when they're out. So that means wait 5 minutes and then pull the trigger. Before having to wait another 5 minutes to fire the main guns in the first place. What happens if I switch this to armor piercing against the DD? The DD doesn't have a lot of armor. It's like 3 inches and change. But at 4 kilometers out... 4 kilometers out, I can pen that. If I can hit it. Still target through smoke. Shit, my rudder's been damaged. Partial pens. I need flooding on the DD. The rest of the fleet's also catching up, except for the CLs. CLs are dead slow. Really, really slow. Okay, main guns. Fire when ready. Targets the battleship. Give him a nice bouquet of armor piercing. Nothing hit. Blast guns? For overpen. Secondaries on the heavy cruiser. We do something here. Overpen. Wait, with a secondary? Ow. Look, I refuse that this old piece of shit is gonna take down my $500 million battleship. This is definitely making a case for refitting the Yashima, though. Because as expensive as it might be, it will only boost the efficiency of this ship, and right now, I'm not very impressed with her. Her ability to take damage is good, but other ships, which are way older and far cheaper, can do the same thing. So far, Yashima not exactly performing as well as I thought. There you go, that ought to kill you. Most damage was done by the secondaries. Yeah, by the 3.9 inchers. Instantly 4 hits there. 7. Boom. Torpedo launcher destroyed. You're not really a threat anymore. What if I target this guy with the main guns? 95% chance to hit. I'll take those odds. I'll take those odds. Hit the heavy cruiser with a high explosive shell. Secondaries. Oh, no. Secondaries on the DD. Shit, the DD's vaping. Okay, main guns against the Witter. $14 million cruiser. I think my shell's more expensive. Boom. 6,000 damage. One shell. That was just the stern turret. Put the other shell on the Veneta. Missed. You're gone. You can't survive that. So these are high explosive headshots. Next is the other heavy cruiser. I'm going to slowly but steadily start pushing into the battleship. I want to get rid of that thing. Damn it. This thing turns like a brick as well. It's not helpful. That's also not very helpful. Emergency stop. Good lord, that thing slows down on a dime. What do you have? You got geared turbines. How does that slow down that fast? That is really impressive. I don't think I speed up that fast. Okay. Get rid of the DD. Fast is good. Close the distance with the BB and use the HE to blow off the superstructure. As for the Veneta, what's done most damage for them? 13 inchers. Okay, you're the priority target. Oh, this is going to be a very expensive repair. At least we're moving again. Forward. Don't turn. Steady the ship out. I want accuracy. Especially on the secondaries. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's hope that torpedo doesn't hit me. Oof, we're fine. The amount of firepower and the price that I'm paying for that firepower is just not exactly balanced. I feel like I'm paying an extraordinarily high amount for the type of damage that I'm doing. Let alone the damage that I'm taking. Ow. And I'm probably losing secondary guns, which is making my starboard battery far less effective. Please pin this thing. This is also exactly the reason why I don't use 18 or 19 inch guns. Because unless you got them really heavily spec'd, like high type or a high tier of that gun, high mark, they won't do you any good. Now we're getting somewhere. Wow, not even. Okay, time to inventory the damage. Because the starboard side is not looking very happy. We're going to do a full turn. It's going to take me to sometime early next week. But I will turn the Yashima around. Whatever we have left, fire that at the battleship. Just start setting fire out. Start setting fires and use that to slowly whittle away at this ship. Ideally the port side would automatically engage the light cruiser because that's the only thing it can target right now, but I'm not sure if it will. As for ammo, let's have them pick the type. Boink. More flooding on the Yashima. What? Why are we firing at a heavy cruiser now? We're not. Secondaries on the V-53. Port side, open up. The port side should be all fresh and juicy and ready to go. My main guns have turned around. Excellent. 74% structural. I got one flooding. I got some fires on the ship as well. Turn. Accuracy on their ship is 90%. Yeah, no wonder if you're firing at something this big. Range found. Target ship size 285%. That's game specs for you're floating a city out there. So, yeah, of course it's going to be an extremely easy thing to hit. Also, please don't smoke up the battleship. You're smoking up the battleship. Oh, come... Oh, that's even worse. Well, I wasn't using those guns very much anyway. Fires are under control. No flooding. Okay, now I have flooding. Do I need to pull the Yashima out of battle because a fleet from 1910 is going to sink it? Good lord. Probably would have been better to have this thing in dry dock for the next 18 months, because at this rate, it's going to be under repair for the next 18 months. So AP massively overpens and HE just underpens and doesn't do enough damage. And I only have 6 main barrels left. Well, this is an interesting situation to be in. And my portside battery is doing god-awful against the target. Why? Damage and stability? Ow. Minus 50% damage and stability. Minus 25% target behind smoke. Target Lutzo then. Hit chance is still less than 1%. 20% chance to hit the battleship. I'll take it. Missed. You don't have torps. You're loading torps. You got torps. You got torps. And I'm probably going to have other issues with this ship as it continues to flood. Because either she'll sink, or she'll be at such a bad angle, like right now, that my guns won't fire. Divine intervention for the torpedoes there. Yeah, I'm going to lose Yashima. This was a really, really, really bad baptism by fire for this class. And it also means I'm going to scrap the other upcoming ship of this type. Because if she's also going to come off the slipway and need another 18 months of fixing, like refitting, then that's going to be way, way, way too much time. So, I'm going to let the Germans have this one. They're going to get the Yashima. It's a very, very, very expensive loss. I think it's the most expensive loss I've taken in months. Like, real life months. I haven't lost a battleship like almost any time, let alone something this size. But I wanted to get it built just so that I could get the guns out. And then I could refit the guns after, but I never got around to that with Yashima, and I had to do the naval invasion. So I pushed her out, and this is what we get. So, Yashima. That was a really, really brief service life for her. Laid down in 1921. Saw one action, and was instantly lost at that particular battle. This is going to give the Germans thousands and thousands of victory points. I don't like it. Oh well. Oh, my guns are firing again. That's refreshing. Can we do something against the Magdeburg? Just because it's bow on. Boom. 1800 damage. Not bad. I mean, I've seen worse. Buoyancy is dropping to 7%. Jeez, we're gonna lose 3,200 men here. 73 million. I think their whole fleet combined was cheaper than my one battleship. This was a terrible display. Boink. Destroyed main gun? No, you didn't. The main gun was already gone. Literally, it wasn't even on the ship anymore. You couldn't have destroyed it. The other two were just damaged. Buoyancy. They're fighting it. They're fighting it. And she's gone. Ooh. That was really, really bad. 16,000 victory points? Are you insane? And what, I sunk 2 heavy cruisers and 5 DTs. Oh my god. Poor Yashima. Well, at least my budget won't be a problem anymore. Ooh. That was awful. That was really, really, really bad. Crap. Now, this is a screen I have never seen before. The war is not going well, and the Empire of Japan's government asks you if we should ask for unfavorable peace treaty. Hell no. We're gonna fight to the end against the Germans. Oh, bloody hell, there's a lot more. This is the Italian fleet showing up. Yeah, I'm not gonna cover this battle this episode, because this one has already run for 40 minutes. What we're going to be facing next is a substantial Italian fleet. I thought we took down most of them, but apparently not. So Satsuma, Akagi, and Watasawa, with their escorts, are going to do another round against the Italians. If it's going to go as well for the Italians as the first one, it shouldn't be that much of a hardship, but, well, I thought Yashima would do well. And here we are. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon for the next.